Good evening and welcome to the Ireland Live for Wednesday, the 14th of the 1st, 14th of January 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined now in a few minutes by Orla Donoghue. I don't know why my screen is not big. There's a problem here with this, is there? Don't know why that's happening like that. Oh, there we go. Full screen. There you go. But yeah, we've a lot to talk about. And the first thing I'd really want to talk about is Enoch Burke. Happy days. He's been released, but for how long? I'm going to play this video here now while I'm waiting on Orla to come in, and I'm going to play it again during the show, just so as people know. But I'm going to go with this one here first straight away. It's great news.
This is a travesty now today. I was told, as you know, by Judge Cregan just a matter of weeks ago that I was to be in here for life, that I was going to be behind these bars until I broke. But now today we have a different story. I'm coming out here, no sense to it, no reason to it. This is the same judge who said I would never get out, no Christmas holidays, no Easter holidays, and now I'm being released and there's no sense to it at all. And of course, the worst part of this is that I'm not being given back my job. I'm not being embraced back at Wilson's Hospital School today. The judge isn't saying put him back in his classroom where he belongs. It's a quick fix. It's just a quick effort by Judge Cregan to relieve his own conscience. And you know, I was thinking as I sat in that bed a few minutes ago of those words, to none will we sell, to none will we deny or delay right or justice. That's what the Magna Carta said 800 years ago. But you know, that's what we have here today. It's just another delay. You know, it's putting you out on the street. It's putting you out for putting them in, putting them out again, but no deliverance of right or justice by our courts. I have a right to say I cannot call a young boy gay. I have a right to do that. I have a right to my Christian belief, as does everyone in this country, but it's not been given to us. Instead we have this today, and I would say simply today, this is a trap by Judge Cregan. It's a stitch-up, letting me out. Judge Cregan knows well where I will be tomorrow. He knows I'll be at my workplace. He knows I'm employed there, I'm a teacher, that I'm a man of principle and that I do my duty. But he's letting me out because he sees the public mood changing to curry a little bit of favour for himself.
Hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. That's great news for Enoch Burke, but we all know this is just bullshit. He'll be back in tomorrow evening. And I'm being honest, people, if anyone is off work tomorrow I'm in court tomorrow, the Coolock case is tomorrow, 10 o'clock. If anyone can go in there, please do as well to show us a bit of support, because the costs, we'll be seeing what the costs are tomorrow, or are there costs against us, or have we won costs or whatever. We don't know anything. But yeah, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, lads, down to Wilson School, show that man a bit of support. That's where I'd be tomorrow if I hadn't got to be in the courts. But speaking of the courts, there was a tweet put out, or something put out yesterday, that there was costs of 2.8 million. I don't know whether you've seen that or not, but somebody put it out, and then a few of the lads jumped on it. But I'll be honest with you, I was a bit taken aback. I was a bit sickened with the laughing emojis, like, you know, oh, people are going to lose businesses, people are going to lose houses. Like, at the end of the day, these people took this on, you know, for the people of Coolock. You know, the sort of way to stop this here. You know what I mean? Now, I don't care who you fell out with or any of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, laughing emojis, lads, come on, it's not nice. You know what I mean? These people could lose a lot. You know what I mean? They could lose a lot. So I don't think it's in any way funny. But please God, I'm going to be honest, I was in the court Monday and I thought it went very well. I thought the judge was good on both sides. You know what I mean? He gave us a bit of leeway and he gave them a bit of leeway. And so I'm very optimistic. I really am very optimistic. I said it yesterday. I said it to a couple of lads I was talking to. I said I'm very optimistic. But as soon as this is over, then there'll be a report done and the report will be put out and that'll be the end of it then, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah.
And is it going back to court again?
No, this is it. Tomorrow is the last day. That's it.
Okay.
You see, the case was mooted last year. Okay, the case was mooted last year on as soon as Jim O'Callaghan came out and said that they weren't going to use it anymore. The judge mooted the case. But that doesn't alter the fact that it's still full of asbestos. It's still full of all sorts of chemicals. It's still a health hazard for the area. But all of them things weren't taken into consideration, and they wanted to go to Europe and the whole lot. And one of the plaintiffs, Alan, didn't want to go. Alan was happy. Once they're not going into Coolock, I'm walking away. A few things said, blah, blah, blah. It's, handbags at dawn, really, to be honest with you. But there's no need for it in my eyes, you know what I mean? In my humble opinion, there's no need for it. But it's a great case. We won the case. Like we would have won the case either way, I think. Even if they hadn't mooted the case, I think we had great, strong grounds for winning the case. But yeah, please God, tomorrow I better go through some of these. Oh, good luck. Hold on, lads. Sorry, I'll have to keep up with this. Or exit. Yeah. Paul, the yes. Hang on for a sec. My man has a problem with our television.
Your mother?
I'm live, man. Come on. But Paul, the EU is going to fall apart, and why we do print up the punt again? Yes, I agree with you. And for anyone who has gold and silver, hold on to it, lads. Yeah. Von der Leyen is in big trouble. They're all in big trouble now. They're all in big trouble. How are you, Paul? How are you doing, Chris? How's everyone? All right. He should have go to his school on his own. He shouldn't have to go to his school on his own. I agree with you. And as I said, if I wasn't in the court in the morning, I would be down there standing with Enoch Burke. So anyone who's listening, we're up to 300 there now listening. You know what I mean? Anyone who's listening or anyone in that area, could they only give him a dig out? Like this man is setting the precedents for everything here. You know what I mean? If they silence him and stop him, they have us all done. You know what I mean? This is the man you need to be with. And if they do take him back from there tomorrow and bring him to Mountjoy, we need to be all outside Mountjoy and stopping them getting into Mountjoy. And I mean thousands of us. I don't just mean a couple, 10 or 20. The same lads are there all the time, every day in, day out. They're all there, the same lads. We need to be getting other people involved, and we need to be really stopping these. If they come in there with him tomorrow night or Monday or Friday morning, that street needs to be blocked. They don't get into Mountjoy. End of story. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel about it. Good evening, Paul and Orla. Good evening, John. Hello, John. How are you? Good evening, all. Chris Bourne. It doesn't seem like Enoch's being treated like a yo-yo. It seems like he's being treated like you're throwing him in prison and then releasing him every time. This is for the judge to gain a bit of favour. That's all this is. He's a compassionate judge, and he's not. If you remember, 2 weeks before Christmas, he told him you'll serve the rest of your life in there. Now he's changed his tune now because of all of the hype it's getting now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people coming out on the streets. There's a lot of stickers going up everywhere. There's a lot of people talking about Enoch Burke. You know what I mean? And we should keep talking about him. Hey, Paul, I bet he's treated with respect in the Joy. Any word from the lads inside with Enoch? I don't know, but listen, so why would you not treat him with respect? You know what I mean? He's a good man. You know what I mean? He's doing the lads in there know. If the lads don't like nonsense, nobody likes nonsense. Let's be honest with you. And that's exactly what this paedophilia, this rainbow shite is. It's nonsense. Dirty outfit. Listen, we all know what it is. You know what I mean? And Enoch Burke is the man that's in the firing line now, and he's the man that we need to be getting behind here now at this moment in time. How are you, lads? Out today, back tomorrow. Out today, back tomorrow. Okay. Well, Orla, how's everything been with you?
Oh yeah, grand.
Oh, Fergus Power. Is that Fergus Power? Hey, Paul, everyone in the chat. This is only a ploy. He has to turn up at the school in the morning, and he'll be he will, and good on him. Wait until this is heard in a non-biased court. The effect. Yeah, I think you're right, Ferg. I really do think you're right, and I think this judge knows that they are. You know what I mean? Like, it is his right to do that. It's his right just to say, no, I don't want to do it. I don't have to do it, and it is. And they're taking away his rights. So yeah, I think he could win this one. I think he will win this one. I'm not saying I think he could. I think he will. And they know that too. So please keep going, Enoch. But as I said, if anyone can make it there tomorrow, help him out, you know. Or maybe he doesn't want any help. Maybe he just wants to be there on his own. But I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd want as many people with me as I could, you know? It's no harm when a judge in regards to the Kulak case is straightforward. It's no harm when the judge in regards to the Kulak case is straightforward. There was a lot of stuff went on, you know what I mean? I'm not going to talk about it until I'll probably talk about it on the show Sunday night, or I'll put out an article on it. The Irish Column will put out an article on it. But I thought he was fair. Now, Jordan, the different cases, he was a bit, you know, because Melissa was a lay litigant, and like, they do look down their nose at them. They really do. I've seen it in the family courts as well. I was in there and I represented myself as well. They don't even let you speak, like, you know what I mean? It's horrendous. Like, they treat you like shit, like, you know. And it's all to get their mates' money. Oh yeah, you have to get a solicitor, you have to get a barrister, 400 quid a day for, you know what I mean, for a barrister. Come on. People can't afford that sort of money, like, you know what I mean? And then all these barristers do, they just see who gets a better deal. I want a better deal for my client, you want a deal for your client, let's do this, let's do that. It's just like a bartering system. That's it. Good at it, some are not good at it. You know, some can threaten you with something and you'll give in, and some, you know, that's how it works, you know what I mean? And it's all money laundering, they're all making money, all money for their mates, you know what I mean? It does my head in now, I have to say. How are you fair? Enoch Burke was a fearless warrior. Yes. Good evening, boys and girls, and thems, or whatever you're having yourself. Just don't try to compel my speech. Thanks. Yeah, you're right. Good evening, Paula. Enoch or exit. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Yeah. You in work, Mark? Yeah. Where were you Sunday? Where were you Sunday? We were here Sunday. Where were you Sunday? Oh, good, Chris. My attic is full of punts. Bring on the EU downfall. Yeah. I remember the bank got robbed in Donaghmede years ago, and I was going to school. I was going to school. I used to head down to school about, I went to school in Dooney, so I used to get the train down in the morning about 7:15, and you'd be in school then or whatever. But they were after going through the bank, weren't they? They put a train track on the back of a high-ace van and reversed through the wall, and at 6:30 in the morning, they sped around, and so the money was flying out of the van, and it was pissing rain, and it was it was stuck everywhere, you know what I mean? So I didn't really want to go to school, so I found all the money and brought it back over the house. The outfit kept me off all day. We were drying out fivers. Fivers.
Of course you are.
Do you remember the fivers? They were like a bleeding bedspread. They were huge, man. You know what I mean? Drying out fivers and tenors. Yeah, it was great. And even the pounds were huge. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a great day. That was, I have to tell you. But let's move on, Orla. And what would you like to go with?
Whatever. Shall we have loads to get through?
Yeah, well, I want to try and leave the vaccine stuff all away for itself.
Yeah, that's no problem.
But there's a lot of vaccine stuff.
It doesn't matter. There's kind of bits and pieces. We could actually talk about the good news of the. Do you want to play this? Is it the Sky News or BBC News over to the digital ID? Britain Digital ID. So.
Which one is it?
It's wrote underneath it, Britain Digital ID.
Yeah, I see that one. Yeah, just let me.
So that was good news over in the UK yesterday.
Yeah. I have to pull it down. I didn't pull that one down. I have the other one for the Ireland Digital ID.
Yeah, we can play him afterwards because he'll just explain what Simon Harris and all them are. They're looking to push it as well. But look, this is very positive for the UK. Now, whether it's a bit of a ploy or whatever, I don't know. But over 3 million signed the petition over there, so it was probably testing the water.
Will you get Justin Barrett on? His rhetoric is what's the future is. Like it or not, that's the way the people are shifting, especially the youth. Look at Steve Laws. He destroyed Robinson. It's coming. Yeah, probably, you know. But I know. Jeez, I've good time for Justin. You know what I mean? I've no problem with Justin. You know. Has that thing pulled down yet? Jesus, where are you? No, I don't know. Let me just see where it is. Right, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Just let me finish off some of these. Hello, Brepney Hill. He is indeed Galloway. Enoch is braver than most. Yeah. Hey, good evening, Eddie. How are you, bud? Liz Pepper. How are you? Liz Pepper, he's incredible and called it out on release. Yes, I agree. I can't think of a better time, Chris. I'm being polite for the chat. Good man. Owen, I see the video of Paul Murphy giving out on the dollar about the so-called far-right meeting last week with Eddie Hobbs and others, including some American politician. It was the ambassador, the US ambassador that was there. That's who was there. Yeah. Good evening, Eddie. Good evening, everyone. Like, sub, share, folks. Yeah, please do. 6 American refueling pays took off from Qatar in the past 2 hours. You know where they're going, don't you? Anyone that isn't ethno-national at this point shouldn't consider themselves nationalists. Okay. Pat, I'm beginning to think the majority of people don't give a fuck. I'm mentally hard when, yeah, I know. It is. I'm going to play this here, right? I'm going to share this, Orla, and we'll come back and talk about this. I have a couple from the Git as well I want to play. Yeah. Right, so I'll bring the two of us down.
Some other breaking news tonight, and this is from Westminster involving the UK government and their plans for digital ID cards. John Craig, our chief political correspondent, is with us. John, I remember not that long ago, sat on this very chair announcing that the government are going to bring in digital ID cards, mandatory for all workers. Has this now been ditched?
Looks like it. It was September. The Prime Minister made a big speech at a conference of progressives, and where he talked tough in that speech. There, he said that you will not be able to work in the UK if you don't have a digital ID. It's as simple as that. The scheme would make it tougher to work illegally in this country, making our borders more secure. Now, he was selling it as a crackdown on illegal immigration. He said that a secure border and controlled migration are reasonable demands. And he said that it'll make it tougher to work illegally, make our borders more secure. And he talked about benefits and so on. But now, a U-turn, although the government says it's still committed to the concept of ID cards. Now, the spokesman has told Sky News, we're committed to mandatory digital right to work checks. Not quite the same thing. We've always been clear. Details on the digital ID scheme will be set out following a full public consultation, which will be launched shortly. Well, not sure the Prime Minister was talking about that last September. And then the government still says digital ID will make everyday lives easier for people, ensuring public services are more personal, joined up and effective, while also remaining inclusive. Yes.
Do we know why? Why the U-turn?
Two reasons. One, a lot of public opposition. A petition to Parliament has attracted more than 3 million signatures. Political parties like the Lib Dems, the Tories, dead opposed to it. You may remember, perhaps you're too young, we've been here before.
I do know.
The Blair government. Yeah. I mean, Tony Blair was a big fan of ID cards. And of course, I remember, Kwasi, you may remember this. I seem to remember David Cameron and Nick Clegg teaming up on this pre the 2010 election. And then the coalition government dumped them straight away. And there's fears, really, that the system simply won't work. It would deter older people from getting back into work, something that the government wants. And I think there's a real realization that it's going to be a bureaucratic exercise that perhaps won't achieve those objectives that the Prime Minister was talking about back in September. Big opposition, though, in Parliament to this.
You're muted.
I'm just saying they did try to bring this in all them years ago in the UK. You know what I mean? 3 different prime ministers, like, you know what I mean?
Well, they didn't get their way this time either. But again, this is down to the people standing up, and they need to keep doing that. More people, we say the same thing over and over again. The more they stand up and say no, that stops all this.
Mm.
We can't make people do things, but we just need enough to stand up and say no.
Yeah, exactly. I see Mary Lou's sister and brother work for a pharmaceutical company that supply trans drugs for children. Yes. English lads are headed to the French beaches to stop the invasion. Danny Tomo and 10 lads have been banned from entering for life by top heads in France for exposing the NGO network. Yeah, I've been following them lads. Have they been stopped? Yeah, they're not allowed in there now anymore, you know. Bastards. I want digital ID. Marina Grant, yeah, fair play to Marina. Smoke and mirrors. It's been like that for a while, mate. Aren't there a lot of U-turns? Why? What did you say about US ambassador? There's something big going on, some scandal unfolding. Yeah,
No.
well,
See, it's because as well that they're bringing out more and more ridiculous rules and laws that more people are waking up.
You have Patrick's Day coming up as well, and I can guarantee you, Micheál Martin's not going because he's going to China, apparently.
Of course he is.
Because he hasn't been invited. He is, but that's where he's going back to, I think, for Patrick's Day. Yeah,
maybe he'll stay there. I always said this is the time to close the borders.
In Pennies today, they had all the cash paying tills on. They had only one on for months. Yeah.
Oh, very good. That's good.
It's about time. Yeah. Den of thieves and snakes. Yeah, yeah. Right, let's go with there. This young fella, the digital ID. Yeah. And we'll see. Let's go with him.
I hope everybody had a great Christmas and is looking forward to the new year. Since I last posted, a number of things have happened in government, but this, in my opinion, is the most serious. Before that, I just wanted to let people know that somebody has impersonated my account and is messaging people looking for money. If they get in touch with you, make sure to block the account and report it. Earlier this week, Simon Harris said that Ireland would, quote, lead calls for the introduction of mandatory ID verification on social media. So what does that mean? Well, in essence, it would mean that every social media account in Ireland would be linked to a government ID. No more anonymity. Every account that you have would be linked directly to you. And Simon Harris said that that will reduce the number of bots that we see. Now, bots are a problem. In fact, a significant number of the social media accounts that we see appearing around Irish election times are actually bots. But here's why I think that introducing mandatory ID verification is a bad idea. Firstly, there are a lot of people who need anonymity on social media, be that people in abusive relationships, people reaching out for help, or just people who work in certain sectors. Forcing them to reveal their identities would likely lead to them putting themselves at risk or not getting the help that they needed in the first place. There's also the very real issue that this level of government control being normalised now could have significant repercussions if we ever found ourselves with an authoritarian style government. On top of all of that, it makes genuine debate and political discourse very difficult. Some people have opinions that are deemed too extreme, but where's the opportunity for debate or education if they can't voice those opinions? Now, I appreciate that free speech doesn't mean there are no consequences for that speech, but I do think it's important that we talk openly and honestly to overcome the differences that we might have. Plus, this doesn't really get to the heart of the issue. Studies have shown that algorithms are increasingly pushing extremist content, but Simon Harris won't go after the big multi-billion-dollar social media giants. Instead, he wants to put the onus on you. He wants to make your life a little bit more difficult just so he can rub his hands together and pretend he's accomplished something. With all of that said, Section 7 and 8 of the EU Charter currently protects the right to privacy and communication. So if this doesn't get shot down by the courts, I would be very worried. So what do you think? Is this another terrible idea from a do-nothing government, or is this something that should be introduced?
Wow.
So, yeah, look, he summed it up well as always. So people just need to stand up and say no because they're going to try and bring it in here as well.
It sure is. I'm just going to go through some of the comments there. Yeah, but as you heard, everything's going to be linked to one ID. But yes, he's right in what he's saying. People need to stay anonymous. Like, you know what I mean? I know And for the reasons he said too, you know what I mean? They need to stay anonymous. They can't show their face. They can't.
Mhm.
Some people work in government buildings and work you know what I mean? There's stuff like that, you know, it's. Yeah. Oh,
There could be
Michael
people
John,
trying to get
hello.
information. There could be people trying to get information out that they can't do on their own account. So
Yeah.
they can do it under an anonymous account.
Exactly. You can watch live and comment on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Ruggermorph27. You'll get it on the Dealer Heron YouTube, and at Irish Column YouTube, and at Dealer Heron. And on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons. Yes, so that's where we are. Oh, I better change that. Yeah, I'll change that now. Yeah. If you send it to my number there. I should have changed that for the other day. But I'm not getting the other WhatsApp something's happened to it. I can't get it back on. The phone won't come on and whatever else. So if you want to send in any messages there, call them there. That's my WhatsApp there, 406-089-406-5986. Or you can email us at irelandlive@gmail.com. Okay.
Can you just answer us and then maybe just try?
Can I what?
Can you get rid of it and try reloading it again or something like that?
I'll get another phone. I have to see. I have another phone somewhere that I can put it into and then re-enter it. But I need to have I need to be able to go into it here on the screen here and get the QR
But why
code.
I don't know why they blocked it.
No, it's not. I don't think anyone has it blocked. I think it's just I just can't get it off the phone at the minute. I need to get another phone.
Okay.
That's the problem. But as I said, you can get me on 089-406-5986. And there's Mark straight in. Good man, Mark. Let me see. Ethnic cleansing is the systematic force. Okay, ethnic cleansing. This is what it was sent into me there. Ethnic cleansing is the systematic forced removal of an ethnic, racial, or religious group from a specific geographic area, aimed at making that area ethnically homogeneous. While often conducted through forced deportation and displacement, it frequently involves violent methods such as murder, torture, rape, and the deliberate destruction of property, including homes, places of worship, and cultural symbols. Where are we seeing this now? Fair play to you, Mark, for that. The term gained widespread international prominence in the early 90s during the breakup of Yugoslavia. Yeah, ethnic cleansing. What's going on in this country now at this moment in time? Churches are getting burnt. Properties are getting burnt. Yeah. Crazy. Let me just change this. Just hit 500 there, people. Fair play. Just keep sharing it out there. We're getting shadow banned left, right, and centre on this. I swear to God, it's not going out on as many platforms as we thought it would. It's going out, but it's not getting the reach as such. You know what I mean? It's been shadow banned, definitely. But or maybe people don't like us anymore, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
We get a few nights off then.
I don't think I'll be coming home to Ireland for a long time. Well, if you don't come home now, you won't be coming home to an Ireland that you once knew, to be honest with you, Michael John. Come home, have a quick look, and go back again. You should have came for Christmas and be gone out here then, and you don't have to come back there for another few years. Sheepdog, the framework is already here. As I say, people are being confused. Digital ID is just a card. Yeah. Stamps up, beef up, points up, milk up. By the time digital ID comes in, there'll be no money left. It will be worth fuck all. Yeah, I agree with you. Everything is up.
And the stamp has even gone up.
Yeah, a lot of us normal gays are waking up in huge numbers. I'm glad. The Western world is being systematically attacked on every level. Yes, it is indeed. How are you, Orla? By the way, sorry I didn't say hello before. Orla, Irish onions in Duns, €2. Netherlands imported onions, €1.15. Well, what does that tell you, lads? You know?
Are people going to? First of all, are people going to check the label to see which one is Irish, or are they just going to pick whatever's the cheapest?
Yeah.
Imagine the imported stuff, is actually cheaper. And as I said in Duns, that day I was in 8 trays and only 2 of them were Irish.
Yeah. But look at that. That's 85 cents cheaper. You know, that's an awful lot of money. You know, cheaper. It's it's an awful lot of money. It's nearly 50% cheaper. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What?
And that's the imported stuff.
Yeah. Like usually imported stuff is dearer than the stuff you buy here. Well, like if you go to fucking Spain and you buy San Miguel or whatever you buy, and that's the local beer, it's only 130 a pint. But if you want the Guinness, it's £6. You know, it's the same with the rashers and sausages. If you're away in Lanzarote and you want Irish rashers and sausages, you pay for them, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I went that last night for the first time in a while. Pint is now 50 cents dearer and going up again. Jesus, lads, it's crazy. Yeah, it's disgusting. Put you on truth. What's that? Yeah. Better to upset people with the truth than please them with lies. I agree with you. Orla, I was hoping to see you on that loan. I've 12 lovely Bulmers for you.
I was down here trying to put and everything.
I was talking to him on Friday and he was going to get you cans to bring down. I said, she's not going. No, she's not going. Yeah. Paul, give Michael John a kiss if he come home then. There you go, Michael John. But the jobs market is cooked, especially if disabled. Yes. Paul and Orla, good evening. We're not going to vote out of this mess. I don't think so either. We can try, but we can try. They are forcing families to the chopper, is it? Chopper, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, families on a budget, more than likely, probably what they're going to do is they're going to pick up the cheaper onions and put them in the basket.
Of course they are. What do I think of this? Hold on now, I better. Something about McGregor. I don't know. Let me just copy and paste this and let's see. So we're in here. I don't know what it is. Let me just have a look. Someone just sent it in to me there. I'm just gonna. From the Buka face. So. It's very slow. Oh, I've seen this today. Yeah, what's the story with this? Like,
what is it?
Have you seen this? Or McGregor's apartments? Foreigners. Watch this. Seriously, now watch this. This is. Okay, share screen. Yeah, these are McGregor's apartments that he done for the Irish people, apparently. But give me a thumbs up if you can hear this, yeah?
Conor McGregor's new apartments, right? There's all the people moving in there. What's this now? He says it's for the Irish people, right? There's his new apartments, right? What's this? Look. All fucking foreigners moving into his new apartment. Look, all foreigners. For the Irish, my bollocks. Watch this, look. All fucking foreigners, look. All foreigners, look. All fucking foreigners. Getting that brand new apartments. Skipping the fucking homeless Irish. For the Irish, my bollocks. Watch this. Conor McGregor.
That's mad, isn't it?
Right, these are apartments owned by Conor McGregor, right?
McGregor built them. Conor McGregor built them, yeah, yes. And he put up in the caption when he was building them. When he was building them for Ireland, I'd say they were given to some housing scheme. I'd say they'd been given to Clewid or one of them.
I mean, he's responsible. But I mean, if he didn't want anybody else in, all he had to do was, whoever the management crowd are, all he had to say was, just make sure that they're Irish coming in.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to say that now. You're racist. Did you not see that video from up in Letterkenny? Some guy sent in a couple of £100 and says to him, listen, he says, I'm giving you this money on one stipulation. He said that only Irish homeless people get it. And your man said, I can't do that. We have to help everyone. We have to. No, you don't. He said, you know what I mean? And This big uproar up in Letterkenny over it. It's racist and it's this and it's that. What's the problem if you just want Irish people getting it? It's your money. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, it's his property technically, so he can do what he wants with it.
But listen, foreigners coming in here should not be getting anything above Irish people. I don't care what anybody says. No way. There's no skipping the queue. You are like second-class citizens compared to an Irish citizen as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a shit about your human rights or anything else.
So they need to come first.
Yeah. Angela Leggett, what's that? Helen McAtee said today that she, meaning Irish people, have given Palestine 42 million.
Oh, yes.
42 million. You know what I mean? As Gavin Pepper said in the interview,
we have, children who can't get scoliosis operations and everything else. Oh, yeah, actually, that was from earlier on. Ken O'Flynn actually put a post up at it. Ireland will have sent 144 million to Gaza and the West Bank by the end of 2026. This is serious public money. Compassion does not remove the duty of scrutiny. Aid must reach civilians, not disappear into, let's say, the pockets of the NGOs with weak oversight. And then he's just saying that how he has tabled questions and all that. But again, like, who signed off on this? 42 million. We can't get the hospital finished, the children's hospital. The children waiting on scoliosis appointments. There's loads of other people waiting on assessments and everything else. We have a housing crisis. We have a homeless crisis. We have every other crisis going. But yet they're giving over another 42 million. Like, it's absolute madness.
I've just got a text in there. Bad news, I'm afraid. From what I can make out, it is McGregor's apartments. I was hoping it was the Davids building that's owned by the SDCC, but their building is on Google Maps here. And the front of the building looks different. Hopefully some mistake was made. But this guy reckons, yeah, definitely McGregor's.
But look, he's going to be putting all that over it anyway, so he will.
Yeah. Have you seen this Hillary Clinton being held in contempt of court now in the US?
No.
In contempt of Congress, yeah. Her and Bill. The Bill fella didn't show up today, and she's due to show up tomorrow. So there it is there, breaking, yeah. Hillary Clinton will now be held in contempt of Congress after refusing to testify before the Oversight Committee in the Epstein investigation, along with Bill Clinton. Representative James Comer. Hillary joined her husband in disobeying a subpoena. No one is above the law. Good on you. Good on you.
They're horrible individuals.
Post that video of McGregor's apartments to MMA Guru. He will make sure Conor finds out. Yeah. And Mr. Down in the mouth pissing away 10 million to buy himself a job in the World Bank.
Oh, yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The same surname as me.
Your mic keeps going, whatever way you're turning away, it's going, and then it'll just work.
I'm not doing anything to Mike.
I know you're not doing anything to Mike. I'm just telling you. Conor McGregor definitely does not know about who's going into apartments. If he did, he would be mad about this, definitely. As I said, this was probably handed over to a management company, and they have done this. Now, I don't know whether Conor wants to make a big hullabaloo about this, but I think if he did make a big hullabaloo about this and just put Irish people into it, I think that would go viral. I think that would go around the world. You know what I mean? I really do. That's what we need. Helen McEntee, Nobber. Yeah, that's where she's from. Nobber, as they say,
Nobber.
Any crisis situation, only the military can resolve any given crisis by reason of their military training. Good man, Dan. The international money is all part of the sustainability agenda. It's all flawed. You think sending money to these third world will make them functional? No, it won't. We know it won't. We are sending money down to them and it's giving them plane tickets over to here. So, natural law cancels out state law. Fair play, Ferg, and the people of Ballybrack, they stopped the iPass and got confirmation that only Irish will be housed over there. Yeah, we played that the other night. Fair play to everyone involved. That's bullshit. Stop making excuses for him. Make excuses for who? Is it me that's making excuses again? I don't know.
Well, let's see. Just come out and
Yeah.
make a statement. Because if that's going around now, he's going to find out about it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not making excuses for anyone. Like, you know what I mean? I'm really not. Like, I'm just reporting on what's been coming into me there. So that's it. It was 100 million to World Bank. It was actually 141, I think, wasn't it, to the World Bank?
Yeah, 140 something. But now there's another 10 million as well.
Yeah.
You know, probably in his back pocket.
Hi, Paul. How are you, Rayo? How's things, brother? All good. How's the Umpley getting on with the football, mate? He looks good. I've seen some of the pictures and some of the videos. So, yeah, keep him going at it. Well done. No one would nobber. No, somebody knobbed her, or did they? Meath County Council is so corrupt. All the county councils are corrupt, lads. Let's make a big about it. He was out the other day saying they were for the Irish. Hold him to his word. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I agree with you. In my 60s, renting since 18, I lost my home. Never will the pigs house my family. Yeah. It's disgusting, isn't it? After they are done on President Trump, I hope they go to jail. Yeah, after what they done. Yeah, I agree with you. Paul, your mic is added now. My mic.
Didn't notice anything.
Can you hear me now? I don't know, Angie. Is it all right now? Alcohol going up 20 a point, and they don't want pubs, fishermen, or farmers.
Or small local businesses.
Yeah. Hi, something wrong with the sound, or there's something going on with the sound here, Orla.
To me.
You seem to be all right. It's just me. Hold on, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put on another video while we're here. I'm going to go with the GIT. The Irish GIT. Racism is everywhere.
Racism is rampant in Ireland. It's everywhere, even when it's not. A young woman who went back into her burning home after an arson attack to rescue her younger brothers and sister last week has said the family has lost everything and are now homeless. And of course RTE have comments turned off. Amanda Uwasi, who is studying a Masters in DCU, said the family does not know why a petrol bomb was thrown into the home in Dublin on 30th of December, but suspect the attack could have been racially motivated. Gardaí believe the attack is a case of mistaken identity, and the family acknowledged that certain criminals who live in the area could have been the target. So Gardaí believe it was a case of mistaken identity, and it was. There's two feuding families in the area, and one of them got the wrong address. Yet Uga Woogie or Uga Wasi or Amanda doesn't know why. Is aware that criminals live in the area, is aware that Gardaí have said it's a case of mistaken identity, yet cannot figure out why a petrol bomb was thrown into her house, and thinks it was racially motivated. And she's studying a Masters. In what? It's definitely not in figuring out the obvious.
Like, clearly, it was anything to jump on the bandwagon here. You know what I mean? Anything to say it's racially motivated, this, that, and the other. Like, there's a feud going on in the area. Like, you know what I mean? That sort of shit used to happen regularly. Like, you know what I mean? And people never used to think anything about it. You know what I mean? It still happens regularly. There's houses going for it all the time for, you know, mistaken identities and what have you. Ray there's just going to say they're doing great. Sign a contract for Craig Royston in Scotland and getting paid. Well done, young man. Well done. That's Ray's young fella. Fair play to you, bud. He looks a good young fella. So, yeah, please, God. I'm sure he'll be playing for Scotland with Andy Robertson anyway. So, we'll talk about that again. But he can play for Ireland too, can't he, right? We'll see. There's a video of Conor out helping feeding the homeless over the Christmas. I sent it to you. Yeah, I seen it. I did. I think we played it last week or the week before. He was doing great work out there. Fair play. He was with the Liberty Super Run. So, yeah, no. Listen, I can't knock him for the work he's doing. I really can't. You know what I mean? But if you say something and you don't, you know, come through on it, that's, you know, you need to be. If it's to be housing the Irish, you need to be housing Irish before you house anyone else. Sorry. Now, when I'm talking, my mic seems to be, I'm hearing it in my ear.
You sound fine.
Yeah, I sound all right, do I? Okay. Well done, Ray. That's fantastic. Yeah, deadly fair play. There you go, Ray. All the peeps. I'm giving it a big, yeah, Ireland and Scotland, not Liverpool. Well, you're a man, Craig. You know what I mean? You're a Man U supporter, so he's going to have to be. Who does he support in Scotland, Ray? Hearts, is it? Motherwell. It's still there, Paul, but I live with it. Carry on, Paul. Thanks, Galloway brother. I can hear it in my ear. I don't know what it is. It's like a when I'm talking. I can hear it in this ear, yeah. Let me check the mics here. Audio. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still getting it in the ear.
You've gone down a bit.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, in my ear. I don't know what that is, man. He's a Hib support. Oh, well. Let's have it in the bag, haven't they? Right, tell him to sign for Everton, the Catholic side of Liverpool. That child won't be coming near Liverpool, Mark. Trust me, Mark. He will be staying in either Manchester or up in Scotland. Yeah. Sound is still bad. That's mental. It's grand on YouTube. Yeah, but I can hear it in my ear. That's weird that I can hear it in my ear. Really weird. Right, hold on there. I just got something sent in to me. Hobbs did an interview. Bannon, did you see that? I haven't seen it.
What'd you say?
Eddie Hobbs did an interview with Steve Bannon on the War Room yesterday. Did you see it?
No.
No. I haven't seen it myself, but it's been sent in to me there now. The word racism is a simple term of slander used by psychological warfare to stop you speaking out about what is being done to your nation and peoples. Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen this one. Let me just. I just had a video saying, well done, Joan. Well done, Drew. Oh, Drew, what's the story?
Hey, Drew, how are you?
Sounds like it's rubbing off. But I can hear it in my ear. Are you frozen? No, you haven't now. Is there a black van? Is there a black van parked outside your house, Paul? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Man United, he said, and he'd buy a new BMW. Fair play to him. Well done. I hope he does. Well done. He deserves it. You deserve it too, brother. The sound thing, it's in my ear.
Are you playing a video?
I'm going to play it now, yeah. Let's see what Hobbs has to say. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Just be a thumbs if you can hear it. It's 6 minutes, but let's hear what he has to say.
Why do we not have a MAGA? You've got the MAGA movement in the United States is made up by a significant portion of hammered head mix like myself. In our beloved country of Ireland, why is there not a MAGA party? Why is there not a nationalist party? Why is Ireland, I think, where you've got a political class that kowtows to Davos and to Brussels more than even in France and England, and that's almost inconceivable in itself. But why or I know you're working at it. Tell me the strides you're making, because Ireland's got to be free of the EU, sir.
Well, Steve, you've had a big impact on the conference again, because the media seems to be very focused on the possibility that Steve Bannon is coming to Ireland and MAGA is coming to Ireland, and it's almost as if we should be chalking lentils over our doors, and that the angel of death is about to descend on the country. I mean, that's the problem. The media in Ireland, and there's very little between the radio stations and the newspapers, are all on the same hymn sheet. And that hymn sheet does not include looking seriously at the structural problems we've got. And as a consequence of that, we've set up Counterpoint. It had a big impact just a couple of months ago when it helped drive the vote outcome in the presidential election, where about 1 in 7 voters wrote and actually wrote on the ballot paper their annoyance with the government and spoiled their unprecedented numbers. And that really shook the establishment here. So over the weekend, we organised a thing called the IRL Forum. It was the first time. It was packed out. It was a structured approach. I hosted, chaired 12 panels across 2 days over things like culture, immigration, security, farming, and all those things related to, in affirmation ideology, education, corruption in the education system, all the things that people care about. And we did it through kind of a critical thinking forum. So it worked very well. And we got in everybody that had been through Counterpoint as well as others in the area. And it's really created a pivotal change. It's a change in energy. So we'll be doing more. Now, why we're doing that is that before we can build a political movement, we must first build the media upon which the critical movement can grow. So we're the horse that has to be in the field, and then the cart comes next. And that's the way it worked in the UK, Steve. Where GB News started from nothing in 2021 and is now the largest current affairs program in the United Kingdom. And of course that's directly connected to
if it not been for, as Nigel Farage says, if it was not for Breitbart London and Raheem Kassam and James Delingpole that we took from the Daily Telegraph, there wouldn't have been a Brexit. He said that the first interview he gave with BBC. We started Breitbart London back, I think, in 12 or 13 to support at that time UKIP, because you needed, and we took Delingpole from the Daily Telegraph because the Daily Telegraph had become like the Tories or the establishment Republicans. You need a media platform. It seems that it's so obvious that the globalists have sold out the Irish people. Why is there not more of an outcry? I know you're building a media platform, but are people there that brainwashed? Can't they just see what they see in the lived experience of their daily lives?
Yeah, well, they do, but to actually understand the interconnections and how it all comes together, that takes a bit of exposure to programs like yours and programs like mine on an ongoing basis, and they haven't had that. They're only getting it now, really. I mean, of course, people can go online as they do, especially younger people on social media. But I mean, a lot of that is straight, brushes over these type of things. You really have to study it and get into it. Now, I deal occasionally with senior journalists in the Irish media, and I ask them very basic questions that they simply can't answer. On a lot of these topics, they're completely unresearched themselves. And the reason for that is that the editors of the newspapers here and the editors of the channels are completely focused on protecting the status quo. And that's why I've described on your program last year, the Irish media as the North Korea of Europe. So, but the reverse of that is that creates an enormous opportunity for us to step in and as a disruptor and cover these topics, reach out to the people and start building a media organization that can then turn into a full-time current affairs program very, very quickly with a lot of momentum and start taking them on.
Okay, welcome back. Eddie Hobbs, Counterpoint. How do people get it? Where do they go? It's online. People want to get up to speed on this issue, particularly people of Irish descent. Where do they go?
They simply go to eddiehobbs.com and the links will be there to the content on YouTube and elsewhere. Counterpoint goes out every week. and all of the content of the two days of discussion that we've had and about solutions. It was a solutions-based 2 days, not talking about problems, but what are the solutions to them. That will be going up online tomorrow.
Perfect. We'll push that out hard on all our platforms.
Steve,
Social media. Are you on Twitter? Do people?
Yeah. At Real Eddie Hobbs. And by the way, if you're coming to Ireland, Steve, what's your parachuting skill like?
You will know this long before anybody else, Eddie. We'll work through it.
I'm just
I am coming. We're
that
just trying to work out the schedule.
At the moment, we'll have to parachute you in at night. I just wanted to check if you've done any night parachuting. Otherwise, we can dress you up as a woman and bring you through Dublin Airport. But I prefer the first one myself. I think it's more dramatic. But over to you.
Well, Mo is 101st Airborne, so I think she could probably help me out there. Eddie, thank you so much, right. And we'll figure out. Steve. We'll figure out together the Irish
thanks
trip.
So much
thank
for having
you,
us
sir.
on,
Appreciate
Steve.
you.
Now, Orla, that seems to be coming through your mic. If I turn you off, people aren't getting that. Now, hold on now. I'm turning off your mic now. I can't hear that. That's coming from you. That's what it is now, yeah? I knew there was a problem with your mic earlier. I remember I said you kept going. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why, because I'm on the tablet, so it's not moving.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, it's Eddie Hobbs. Yeah, no, the only reason I played that was because I just wanted to find out how everything went with them on Saturday. You know what I mean? So, listen, I heard nobody was allowed to ask questions or anything like that. It was just them up there talking, like, you know what I mean? I heard there was a couple of 100, 400 or something like that. So, listen, fair play to them. But if they, listen, I don't know. They don't always let them come in. And, you know, only certain people are allowed in and the usual, like, you know. Yeah. Who let the Muppet on the TV? Dan Flecker. Yeah. I'm just going to put Orla on mute there while I'm talking and I'm doing this. Well, there's the problem. That is bizarre. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's coming from you too, Paul. Is it still coming from me there now, even though I have Orla switched off, you know? I think he's going to do anything. I don't think so either. Paul, they're going to turn it into iPad Center, turning away vulnerable mothers and children. Yeah, let me see this. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm just looking at messages there. I'm not sending messages, so no, don't know. It's still glitchy. Sound is fine now, Paul. Yeah, it sounds good now. I might only let Orla in now every once in a while.
Go home then. Or I'm home, but like, well, I can leave early.
Yeah, well, I'll put mine on mute when you're talking, you know.
Do you want to put something up?
No, my mic seems to be all right there now. Okay, so I'm going to go in here to you, Orla. That is really bad in my ear, to be honest. Orla. Okay, let's see what other video I have there, Orla. On the digital ID. Where's that? I'm just trying to get you. Honestly, stuff is just jumping. I'm going to your Carlo. Is it the phone shop? Is it?
You can do that one, yeah, with Aisling.
Will I do the phone shop? Yeah, we do the phone shop. Why not? Let's do the phone shop. We'll do the phone shop and then we'll come back. Right, all right, I'm going to throw this up here now. I just need to talk to the boys. The boys are sending me messages. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the sound.
So I'm here in Carlowtown, and I'm here with Aisling. Runs an Irish business called Fast. Aisling, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
So how is business going?
Yeah, so business is okay. It was quite difficult maybe kind of last year. We're finding everyone is kind of shopping online and not really supporting much local. Christmas time was okay, but again, everything seems to be online.
I've noticed that as well.
Yeah.
And what do you do here?
So basically, we sell phones, we fix phones, we sell accessories. Now, I know there is a lot of shops around that do the same as what we do, but what makes us different to the same shops around is we have a contract with Apple, so we do original Apple repairs. You can book online through Apple and come into the store. We are the only ones in the southeast that have this contract, so that makes us unique. We also have a website you can shop online, and we have free local delivery.
Oh, that's very good. That's
Yeah.
great about the Apple contract. And how do you think things are going just in general around the town? Which we'll say there's a lot of businesses seem to be closing. You know, how do you find that impacting yourselves?
So as I said to you, we did find it quite difficult last year with regards to everyone buying online. I just think if people don't shop local and support local, we're not going to have a town left, unfortunately.
It is very important to actually go into your
It
local
is.
shops.
It is.
And what do you think, we'll say now, of the new pension scheme? Like, is that added pressure now on yourself?
To be fair, it is added pressure to the employers, plus the minimum wage has gone up. So a lot of people think that you just have to pay a person a wage. Unfortunately, it's not just a wage. You have employers' taxes, you have a lot of taxes on top of that. So that's probably why you're seeing people letting go from jobs and places closing down, is because of that.
You have an awful lot on your plate. You know, any business at the moment, there's probably more going out than what's coming in.
There's a lot of outgoings, and like I said to you, if you don't shop and support local, you're not going to have local businesses anymore.
And there seems to be little to no government support out there for businesses.
Zero support. When I started the phone shop 10 years ago, there was no support at all. You literally done it all yourself, and it either worked or it didn't. And thankfully for us, it did work.
Yeah, 100%. It's so important to really make people think. You know, there's a serious, ease with just going online and just shopping from Amazon. But every time you shop from Amazon, the money is leaving the country.
Oh, absolutely. And I always say, if you buy a product online and that product is faulty, where are you going to return that product? It takes forever to try get someone online, and then you have to pay for postage to return. Whereas if you shop local, buy a product local, you can come back to that store with your product. I always say that.
And you see, there's a knock-on effect as well. For people to come in here and spend money in your shop, that money in turn comes back out into the town.
But you're supporting families. It's not only a business, but you're supporting that person's family. Plus you're supporting the workers that are there, which are probably from your own town. Do you know what I mean? So again, I always emphasize, shop local, support local. It's in your own town.
Exactly, 100%. Listen, Aisling, thank you so much for chatting to me today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Is my mic on?
So, what a great interview, I have to say.
She was lovely. She was really, really nice. She was very nervous. She was like, I don't normally do interviews, but I'm able to get around a lot of people. But she's lovely. She also, so she owns, as I said, it's an Irish-owned phone shop, and they have an Apple contract, so that makes them stand out to the rest. But no, she was very honest about, the challenges and people shopping, we'll say, like going to Amazon and all that sort of stuff. But she also owns a coffee container as well in the town called Drive Through Brew, which I did a video on there a few days ago. But I think it's very important to, she's lovely, actually. I think it's very important to hear from the business owners. That's why I put the right column in the bottom of it, because for some reason the videos don't sound properly on this. But anyway, I'll have it up on, she's going up, I think, on Sunday on my Facebook page and my other social media. So her interview will be up then. But she's lovely. She's really nice.
Yeah, she is a nice lady, I have to say. I'm just going to share this here. Anyone wants to buy us a coffee, please do. You can do it through the Revolut there, or you can. I'll do the banner now. Let me see. Yeah, that's definitely a tablet or something like that, I'm being honest with you. I'm just saying. Yeah, just posted a link in there through people. If you can give us a dig out, please do. If you can't, again, I don't mind, you know what I mean? But just if you can. So I'll stop sharing that now.
Okay. You want to put up there?
It must be on mic on the platform as it was on Eddie Hobbs video for 1 minute, then cleared up. That's because I turned off Orla's mic during the Eddie Hobbs video. If you hear it there now, it's not there now. I just turned off Orla's mic there. There's nothing in my ear. There's nothing. I can hear everything. I'm just saying, if you can you hear it now? Everyone hear it now? Or is it, how's that now? I don't want to get negative, but I don't think voting works. Okay, any chance you can just let us know what the sound is like there now with Orla's mic turned off? Please. I like tea, not coffee. Okay, I get you, Galloway. Yeah, okay. Orla's mic is picking up the sound of the lower the tablet down, and it should be okay. Okay. Sounds better. Nothing against Orla. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's Orla's thing is turned up too much. Yeah. Now, there you are. You're back on there now. I'm still getting the muffle in my ear.
Right, do you want to play that Butcher's video?
The Butcher's video, yes, I will play the Butcher's video. Yeah, you're getting out and about, or you need to be moving out around the country doing this, you know what I mean? We need to get you a little jacket.
I'm doing plenty.
Or a little jacket and a BMW or something. Never mind it, man. You need to be going around nuts, you know? Right, I'll play this.
Graham from Gold Hill Farm, which is based in Castledermot.
There, yeah.
So, Graham, how long are you in business?
We are in business now 4 years this April.
Very good.
So it's all farm fresh. Obviously, we had a look at the free-range chickens, and we also do our beef and lamb direct from our own farm. Our beef would be aged 28 days, fully traceable to the individual animal alongside our lamb.
And I see, as you mentioned there, you have free-range chicken.
Yeah, absolutely. And genuine free-range, free to roam. They do get out, they do pick and scratch like any animal should do.
That's great to hear.
It's reflected in the taste.
And how are you finding business going these days?
Business, I suppose Christmas is always going to be our busy time. January takes a bit of a dip, but we're very lucky that we have a consistent, steady flow of regular customers on a weekly basis. And I suppose the big thing for our business is word of mouth. Families bring families and the likes. So it's definitely very much a local word of mouth environment here.
And how did you feel yesterday about the news with the Mercosur deal?
I suppose from my point of view, maybe I look at it as a positive in that people will have more confidence in going to their local butcher, being able to stand over the product in front of them. Mislabeling has been a huge issue over the years, even before this deal. And the small print that people don't often see will be a worry that this meat will filter in unbeknownst to the consumer. And again, where we see the supermarkets now with no butcher's counters, where do you go to ask that question or get that confidence you want to do a product when counter is now listed in this major retailers?
And you're correct in everything you say. Like anyone who comes in and speaks to you, you know, they can say, well, where do you get your meat from? Is that free range? You know, where is the cattle from? You know, and you have that traceability. Whereas, you know, if you're going to flood the country with inferior beef, nobody knows, you know, where the meat is coming from exactly, what it has been introduced to, what is, you know, what's going on. Where at least with your Irish butchers, you can find out all this information. And as you said yourself, labelling is so important.
So important. And it's the food miles as well. Like, we're very lucky. Our abattoir is only 5 minutes from the farm, and then we're only 10 minutes into Carlow. So the product you're getting is second to none compared to being shipped halfway around the world, frozen and defrosted and maybe frozen again. It's just scary. The health implications in the long term is a big worry, and it should be a big worry for all consumers.
Well, the worry is the Farmers Journal have highlighted that a lot of the cattle over there are injected with antibiotics and God knows what else.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
And this again, like I suppose the assurance we can give people is our lambs are born and bred on our farm, and we're probably quite unique in that all the lamb that we sell across this counter is antibiotic free. So essentially, the lambs that we may have to administer medicines to, they will go to a different channel versus our farmers market lamb here. So it's, again, people do look for that, and I think it's very important down the line with microbial resistance, and again, the long-term health implications is huge with a person.
And do you have a shop in Castledermot, a butcher's?
No, this is our weekly out. So what you can see here is fresh product. We prep it very early on a Saturday morning to have it looking its best, and obviously tasting its best for the customer. So it is completely a Saturday market to ensure our product stays fresh. Perfect.
That's great. Well, listen, Graham, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you speaking to me. And listen, the very best of luck for 2026.
Thank you, Orla. No, great to have you.
Nice man. So, on a Saturday, but he was just so nice and so informative, and I'm absolutely delighted at how well my butcher's videos have done. You know, they've gotten just colossal views, and I have a few more to come as well. But it was really funny. The first video I did on Bosco's with the guy Jamie, I went into the shop yesterday to see was he there, just, you know, to take the piss out of him. And oh my God, the compliments that guy got, because he just came across as being so natural. And it was really funny because one of the other lads was in laughing. He was like, oh yeah, he said, we even had the postman in this morning asking where the TikTok star was. So I'd say he's just getting you know, everyone's like, oh, good man, Jamie. But we are heading way over 40,000 views on those, on the Bosco videos alone. And your man there, Graham, I think he's heading up on, I'm not sure, is he heading up on 15,000 views or more or something like that? But it's amazing how these videos have done. And again, it really just shows the importance of checking your labels and, you know, asking where your meat is coming from.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just going to talk about this here. Paul, Orla, you need to talk about the homeless hub in Whitehall for Irish mothers and children now being turned into an iPass. I haven't got any information on it, to be honest with you, Lizzie, but if you can send it in to me there, the number is there, look. If you have anything there, send it in to me. The number is there, 089 406 5986, 089 406 5986. As I said, I've nothing on it, and nobody has sent me in anything on it. So if anyone has it, I'm looking at the WhatsApp here now. There's nothing coming through the WhatsApp here yet. Oh, I've just got this. What's this? No. 10 o'clock at night. That's not good, man. That's not good. Yeah. The feedback is Orla. The feedback is Orla. It's all Orla. It's all Orla. Yeah, that's all I'm getting is message saying it's all Orla. Now, when I turn on your mic, I'm getting them years. Yeah, I just need to. I just got a message in about the court case in the morning, and it's just that they're knocking me back there for a minute. So, Someone is saying Satan is back. That's what it sounds like. Orla is muted. Yeah, I know. I have her muted. Steady Eddie. Unmute her, you bleeding mad thing. There you go, Orla. You were great.
Couple of comments there. Just go back there about Bosco's.
What one do you want?
I don't know. I think it was before or after that. It says Bosco's. It just you flashed it up there a couple of seconds ago.
No, what did it say, Orla? I can't find it.
I just saw Bosco's wrote in it. It was like in brackets.
Bosco.
That's the name of the butchers. You literally just put it up there like a second ago. Oh, look, it doesn't
No, I
matter.
can't find it. Doesn't matter.
Right. Do you want to throw up another couple of those videos, and then we can start in on the, if you want to do the vaccines, then we'll try and finish up at 11 tonight. I have an interview in the morning, so.
Lovely. For a job. For a job, is it?
No. Another business.
Just an interview. Sure, we may as well go on to the TV license.
I thought this was interesting.
I'm just turning you off for a minute, Orla. No, I can't hear it there now. TV license revenue down by 29 million since scandals broke at RTE. Broadcaster sees continued slump in sales. Nobody wants. The number of payments is down by all of 19% on 2022 figures. More than 151 million was generated through TV license sales in 2022. And this fell to 122 million last year. So now they've been bailed out so many times and the whole lot. But I'll bring you in, Orla.
But doesn't it show the drop of people not paying their license?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, bailed out for 750 million last year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 725. It just shows, like, you know, it's a lot of people not paying their license.
The Bosco, the Bozo is John Flynn. I don't know what he's talking about. RTE scumbags. They are scumbags. I'm going to put this up as well. Don't know if you can see it there, and I'll make it bigger. Ireland will provide 42 million in assistance to the people of Palestine in 2026, with 20 million going to support the work of UNRWA in providing vital services to Palestinian refugees in Gaza and the West Bank and across the region. The funding will bring Ireland's support to the people in Palestine since January 2023 to 144 million by the end of 2026. The funding is helping to provide basic services that people in Gaza and the West Bank are being denied through conflict and violations of their human rights. Now, if we could have given that's 144 million in 2.5 years, say, well, it's not only 2 years, from 23 to 25, 144 million. We could have sorted the homeless crisis here with that. You could have had homeless hubs, you could have had all sorts brought in there and put up there for that. Like, when do we as a people say, listen, lads, enough is enough here? You know what I mean? You can't keep giving to them and not giving to us. You know? Yeah. You know, you can't do that. Hang on a sec. Where's my mouse gone? My mouse is gone. Jesus Christ, it's over there. Now it's over here. Stop sharing. But that's some amount of money, isn't it?
It's no surprise. Anybody but the Irish.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Anyone but the Irish, you know what I mean? What about the 124 million Martin was given to Ukraine? Yeah. Yeah, 124 million for that. If we closed their borders, we could not have had we wouldn't have had a homeless crisis. You're right, John Flynn. The funding is to help Israel drill for oil on the coast of Gaza. Palestinians don't see any of the money. Are you joking? Yes. We know exactly what they did. We know exactly why they did it. Sure, look at it. It's leveled, you know. But I'm going to just play the Enoch Burke one more time because we're up to 700 there now. So I'm going to play this one more time and we'll come back.
This is a travesty now today. I was told, as you know, by Judge Cregan just a matter of weeks ago that I was to be in here for life, that I was going to be behind these bars until I broke. But now today we have a different story. I'm coming out here, no sense to it, no reason to it. This is the same judge who said I would never get out, no Christmas holidays, no Easter holidays. And now I'm being released and there's no sense to it at all. And of course, the worst part of this is that I'm not being given back my job. I'm not being embraced back at Wilson's Hospital School today. The judge isn't saying put him back in his classroom where he belongs. It's a quick fix. It's just a quick effort by Judge Cregan to relieve his own conscience. And you know, I was thinking as I sat in that bed a few minutes ago of those words, to none will we sell, to none will we deny or delay right or justice. That's what the Magna Carta said 800 years ago. But you know, that's what we have here today. It's just another delay. You know, it's putting you out on the street. It's putting you out for putting them in, putting them out again, but no deliverance of right or justice by our courts. I have a right to say I cannot call a young boy gay. I have a right to do that. I have a right to my Christian belief, as does everyone in this country, but it's not been given to us. Instead we have this today, and I would say simply today, this is a trap by Judge Cregan. It's a stitch-up. Letting me out. Judge Cregan knows well where I will be tomorrow. He knows I'll be at my workplace. He knows I'm employed there, I'm a teacher, that I'm a man of principle and that I do my duty. But he's letting me out because he sees the public mood changing to curry a little bit of favour for himself.
Now, that's it. Enoch Burke is free, but he's only free for a couple of hours, I would say. And again, people, if you can get there tomorrow, please do. Please do. Right, Orla, I think we'll move on. We'll move on with the vaccine stuff there because I have Christine Anderson I want to play. I have a couple of studies. Video. We could be finished early enough right now. So I'm going to go with Christine Anderson. Let's hear what she has to say.
once again with a message to you. As you know, in the election campaign to the EU Parliament, I ran on the promise that I would deliver an inquiry committee into the unspeakable events around the mRNA procurement contracts and how Ursula von der Leyen acted in that. So I tried to deliver on it. That is to say, we managed to get the required signatures for having such an inquiry committee twice. And both times, it was just simply buried in some unelected body behind closed doors so that you, the citizens, would not find out who is actually for transparency, who is actually for accountability of the Commission. Instead, like I said, they buried it behind closed doors with no one to ever know. Well, since I ran on that promise, I'm doing my best to live up to that promise. What I'm doing right now is, together with two colleagues, one of them is Marieke Ehlers. She is from the Netherlands, the Geert Wilders party, and we also have Charlie Weimers on board. He is from the Sweden Democrats. We decided to file a complaint with the European Court to have the decision that was taken in Conference of Presidents, to have that decision annulled. At the very least, we should have an open vote in the plenary so that all the citizens can see who is for transparency and who isn't. Who is for pretty much covering up for Ursula von der Leyen, who, in my view, is as corrupt as it gets, and who isn't. Who is actually representing the people in the respective member states and who is not. This is what we're trying to find out. That's why we petitioned the court. And as always, I'll keep you updated as we go along. Thank you so much.
So she's at the putting that in there now. Fair play to her.
She's very good.
She is very good, yeah, Christine Anderson. She is. I just want to say there, Angela Leggett, they want Enoch out of jail before St. Patrick's Day, before going to America. He'll be back in tomorrow. This is just a token gesture for a couple of hours. I'm telling you now. Like, share, so yeah, fair play to everyone. If you can go on to the @Irish Column YouTube channel and just subscribe. I think we're up to 200 and something subscribers there now already. So yeah. I think we are. I'll tell you now what we're up to. No, it's the Irish Column one. Dashboard. 228 subscribers. Fair play, lads. If you can, go to YouTube and @Irish Column and the Irish Column and just subscribe, please, if you can, people. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out about these vaccines. An awful lot of stuff coming out about these vaccines. You see, once I put you on, that comes out. Yeah, just hang on, I'll bring you back in a minute. Imagine you love being governed so much that you need a government for your government, yeah. Anyone who can't see this all being orchestrated worldwide, there is no point trying to convince them at this point. I do. Absolutely, Vincent Brown, yeah. BBC reported Enoch's releasing, added that he's still on full pay, but forgot to mention the state is stealing it back. Yes. Never forget, never forgive. How are you, Cora? Okay, I have. Is it John Campbell, isn't it?
And then that Nicholas guy is above him.
Yeah, Nicholas Wersher. What's his name? Let me just look. Orla. Where are you? Jesus. Yeah, that's it there, isn't it? There's somebody I want to know. Yeah, I'll pay this when I come back.
All-cause mortality, Robert. What are these slides showing us?
Okay, we've introduced the topic then of dangers of the vaccine, and most statisticians would say that the best way of assessing the danger of any vaccine is to look at the impact on the all-cause mortality. In other words, we know there's a steady line of mortality within a population, but if something happens and that goes up by 10 or 15%, then generally it's a correlation with whatever's been introduced into that population. Now, the problem with that, which has been widely discussed around the world, has been that you can draw graphs like the one that you can see on the left, which was done by a friend and colleague of mine who is a very excellent statistician on the Australian data. And you'll see that there is a grey area at the top. What you're looking at there is the increasing number of all-cause deaths from a baseline, which is what you would normally expect to see in a particular year. So we're looking over a period of time, over the time from 2021 to 2025.
Yep.
And you can see that there's a overall line, which underneath it a grey area, which has COVID deaths, and underneath that it says non-COVID deaths. So in other words, there is an increase in mortality because people are dying from COVID, but there's a more substantive, say nearly 2/3 of the increase in deaths cannot be accounted for by COVID itself. And you can see the dotted line, which puts the level of vaccines, messenger RNA vaccines, genetic vaccines given to that community, the Australian community. So you can see that the all-cause deaths are taking off as the vaccine rollout program begins. Now, the big problem has been that up till now you can only say that's an association. You can't prove that either the grey area, the grey area does represent the COVID deaths, but you can't say that the red area, the pink area, is caused by the vaccines because it's an association. Quite an extraordinary guy in Japan, if we move to the right-hand graph, a couple of months ago, looked at 21 million people in Japan, looking at those who've been vaccinated and those that hadn't, and looked at the mortality rate after vaccination in that 21 million. I had heard that he had 300 volunteers going through this database trying to sort it all out.
Wow.
Now, it's an amazing effort, but it is the first time that instead of just having a general increase in all-cause mortality with an association, here you're actually looking at the increase in mortality of people who were vaccinated. Now, the bottom line you can see is the all-cause mortality in the people who were not vaccinated with messenger RNA vaccines. And the dotted line above, which peaks about, it says 90 to 120 days, 3 or 4 months after being vaccinated, that is the mortality that occurs in the vaccinated group. So what makes this a very important study? And look, it's an early study. It's going through the publication records at the moment, but I know an American has taken the basic data and analysed it himself and come up with the same outcome. So it's pretty solid stuff, but you know, we're all waiting for it to appear in the bona fide press. Although I suspect most of the journals wouldn't want to publish it. But
the excess deaths in Australia, we can't attribute them to COVID vaccines. We can just say there's a temporal correlation.
It's associated with, and we can't think of any other cause, but we can't prove it.
But in Japan, there's evidence that there is a causal correlation between the vaccines and the excess.
You're only looking at vaccinated versus unvaccinated people. And the increase that you can see in all-cause mortality is only seen in the vaccinated group. And by 5 or 6 months, it's back down to the non-vaccinated number of individuals.
And if that was true in Japan, it may well be true in Australia.
Well, there's now been a similar study done by another statistician in Australia that is not quite as good as this, but very similar, saying exactly the same thing. And I understand that Czechoslovakian data has been in the last few weeks analysed, also showing vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. So, this is what we're seeing now. All the hens are coming to roost. We're seeing more and more of the data, the good data coming out.
And of course, in the United Kingdom, the vaccinated versus unvaccinated data, they refused to release that just last week.
Isn't that appalling?
The government have refused to release that data.
How could you send a more definite message that there's something here we don't want you to see?
Well, someone's just saying there, Dr. Campbell was pushing the vaccine. He was pushing the vaccine, but he has came out since then, and he has been a strong advocate not to get the vaccine. So, yeah.
He saw the dangers. He realised. Yeah. And at least he, is trying to warn now, But there's a lot of people who end up in it and, regret it now.
Well, I know. So Gavin regrets getting it. Gavin was pushing for it years ago because I'd seen the tweets and all that. But Gavin didn't know. He didn't know then what he knows now. Like he hadn't met me. And people
didn't know. You know what I mean? Okay, that's then. If you want to play Nicholas, I think that's it. I think that's it on that. Yeah.
Nicholas Herschel, the new study. I'll try that now when we come back.
Looking at the Louisiana Department of Health infant death records and their immunization status, and found that the infants who receive all 6 of the CDC recommended vaccines at the age of 2 months old faced a 68% increased risk of dying in the following month compared to the unvaccinated children. And females were hit the hardest. They faced a 112% higher odds of death in the following month compared to the unvaccinated. And combination vaccines incurred the highest risk of mortality in the following month. And this was all dose dependent. So infants who got 6 vaccines compared to 5 at 2 months old suffered higher risks of deaths. And so it appears that inoculating small developing infants with all of these toxic loads reaching their bloodstream and central nervous systems is not only unleashing chronic disease across all categories, but it is also increasing the odds of the infants dying. This is very worrisome, and it needs to be replicated immediately across all other states and their death records, and they need to match them with the immunization records. This cannot be ignored. This is very, very serious.
Wow. It's really mental.
Actually, I want to send you something over here.
Conor McGregor and get rid of that. I have a video there. I'm going to play that in a minute. Yeah. What are you sending me? You sending me something?
Yes. It's just, I came across it. Right, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'll play that now in a minute.
It's just reading it out.
Let me get to you off the top there. Police data exposed revealed online child abuse platforms. UK police, I'm going to just read you on it. UK police data shows where online sex offences actually occur in Britain. Snapchat 55%, Instagram 11%, Facebook 7%. Now they are all owned by Meta. They are all owned by Facebook. And then X, formerly Twitter, is 1%. Is that 1%? Now the reason they want to shut down X is because of free speech. It's the only channel, it's the only platform out there that's letting you have free speech. And that's what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? I remember Snapchat and Twitter and all of that, or Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook were letting pedophiles sell their kids and everything on them platforms. So, you know, I've no this is all about a grab. This is about to stop free speech. This is not about Grok or anything else, because all them other Google AI does the same. Gemini does the same. You know, so what's the problem here? You know what I mean? The problem is not that it's doing these. I've seen some of the images Martin has made images. It's very good of him taking off his jacket and what have you. We've seen that, yeah. But the what?
I said my eyes have never been the same since. Poor Chris there was traumatized as well, weren't you, Chris? After Martin's video of the show, I said we need to offer all our followers free therapy, Valium.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But before we finish up, we've got 20 minutes left or whatever. I want to play this one from Dimple Dempsey. Okay, she put this up. This is from an extract from a podcast today. So I'm going to play this, and it's an amnesty for undocumented migrants. This is what this is all about. They're doing this now, so I'm going to play that now, and we come back and talk.
Okay, so let's talk about the amnesty of the illegals in Ireland 2026 version of giving citizenship to the undocumented. I'm basically redoing a video I did yesterday because I have a correction. I said that there were 17,000 estimated. Believe it or not, that was actually the 2022 estimation, and based on the applications that may have applied. Currently in 2026, there is no official register of undocumented migrants in Ireland. Our government does not know how many illegals are here and what genders are here. An approximate number will only become clear after people apply. Okay, so Jim O'Callaghan did announce major asylum changes yesterday, but as far as I can what I've tried to find out, there wasn't a peep about this amnesty. So ask yourself, if he didn't mention it, and if you heard nothing about this amnesty in 2026 or the amnesty that took place in 2022, you really need to be honest and ask yourself why. Okay, so what is undocumented? Who are we going to be given citizenship to in Ireland? Okay, 1, if you overstayed a visa. 2, if you had a residence permit expire and didn't renew. 3, you were refused asylum and decided to stay. 4, you were working illegally. And 5, you had a deportation order, but you chose not to leave. And guess what? Our government is just going to make you a citizen anyhow. Okay, do you trust the vetting or application process of this? I certainly don't. And as we know, many illegals that are here, they are not who they say they are. They shouldn't be here in the first place. And in no way, shape or form should we be giving them citizenship. Another thing, anyone in 2022 that challenged that amnesty were told it was a once-off. But here we go again. Now, with this, all I can see is that it's actually an open invitation that if you come to Ireland, you as an illegal, you get put up in a hotel with 3 meals a day, no bills whatsoever, whatever. You get welfare, whatever the amount is. You can work illegally or legally, and you don't have to contribute towards your costs. You get to keep every penny for yourself. And then in a few years' time, we will give you citizenship because the Irish government are handing out amnesty to illegals like Smarties. Let that sink in. And then, you know, when they do become citizens, let's not forget what that will bring. And that's another video. Talk will be all on housing lists, you know, and you know where that goes. So basically, the government are risking women and children's safety for votes, and a lot more. These new citizens may get the government's vote now, but once there is enough of them, the government won't be part of their plan anymore. They'll run their own parties, they run independently, and they will look out for their own. And we know the rest of the story. where this will go. So it begins. And while in the States, illegal migrants are getting deported, in Ireland, we are rewarding them with citizenship. Explain that one. I don't care, look, if you agree with me or not. I have real concern, I've real worry, I've real upset about where this country is going. I even find it overwhelming. Every day we hear something new. Yesterday there were, what was it, either 42 or 45 million announced for Gaza. Like, talk about kicking a dog when they are down. And how much more can we take of this? But for all of you who don't believe this is happening, or blah, 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 or, you know, choose not to take any of this in, believe you me, this will affect you, your family, and your future family. So, you know, it's on you. Yeah, okay, that's my 2 pence on that. If you want to share it out, you want to repost it, go ahead, go for it, because a lot of my videos are, I have to redo them and put them up using not hurty words. And I'm only getting about 400 views, so you know yourself.
Wow, that's a bit mad, isn't it? Look at that now. That's the amnesty, you know what I mean? An amnesty for migrants, for undocumented men.
Undocumented. Not vetted.
Unvetted, yeah. We don't know who these people.
That would be a good time to put up the X post on from the Irish statistics, showing the PPS numbers.
Yes.
McCarthy's underneath that, so we can play that as well.
Which underneath it?
The Irish statistics, and then underneath is Michael McCarthy.
What about Cal? I love the way Cal does.
Oh, Cal. But no, Cal. Gavin is the best. He can't be Gavin. He has him to a T.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. It says to me, I have the statistics, and then I have about re-immigration. It's a must have European culture.
Don't use
that. We'll play that in a minute. No, we play him in a minute. But I want to put up the statistics. Yeah, let me just do the statistics. Oh, Jesus, these are all from. Yeah, hang on. I'll share this. Yeah, did you know Irish PP? Or I'm going to freeze you again there. Hang on. Yeah, did you know Irish PPS numbers were an average of only 28% of all PPS numbers issued during 2025? So 28% of all of them. These are typically for births. Therefore, this does not take into account the number of Irish deaths. So there we go. Look at this. January 2025, all number 176, 17,699. February, 16,240, and 15,000. Like September was the highest. No, it wasn't October last year. Look. That's some amount of PPS numbers, look. And now on the next one, I think it shows us. I'll close that down. Indians were an average of 10% of all PPS numbers issued during 2025. This will increase their arriving in Ireland at a rate of about 2,000 a month. Natural population growth in Ireland is 1145 a month, when estimated by ethnicity, and decreasing for the ethnic Irish group. There you go there. It's the same numbers. It's mental, isn't it? Indian, look, January, India, 1,400, 8% of the people coming in was from India. February, India, 2027, 1,559, 37. September last year, October last year, we 3,737 Indians came in the month of September. That is unbelievable. That is, I have to say. I jumped out of the studio there for some here on my mouse and like out I went. I'm gonna play Michael McCarthy's thing now. Okay. What about her?
This is basically in just the last 100 years. Look at white European ancestry. That's crazy. It's going to continue moving in that direction unless something's done. At the same time this is happening, our countries are being swamped with people from elsewhere. Countries that have millions of their own people. You talk about a country like Nigeria has like 240 million Nigerians. India has 1.5 billion Indians. And European countries, whether they be Germany, Ireland, Scotland, England, Belgium, all unique places with their own culture, unique people, small population numbers are being demographically replaced. European culture is in decline. It has to be reversed. We have to start focusing, prioritizing on our own people. This is
So then that's a good one then to play. You see the half of Europe's school kids. Where is it? See there?
I think we played that already on thing, did we not?
We did. It's only 1 minute anyway, 23 seconds, so.
Yeah, I know. But I did have it here before. Yeah.
I don't think we played it.
Okay, I'm pulling it up there now, so give it a minute. Those PPS numbers are frightening. We need to get some fire in our bellies and stop just watching what's going on. I agree with you. Mary, isn't it? Yeah, sure, it's Mary. But I want to play Ferg's video as well before we finish up. But okay, half of Europe's children are Muslims. Watch this.
Not some invented scare tactic. It's the reality happening all around us. Look at the numbers. In Brussels, 52% of school children are Muslim. In Amsterdam, 43%. In Vienna, 41%. In London, 37.5%. These are not stories, but facts. In Budapest, in my home city, it is still low, around 5-7%, but the trend is clear. What is happening on the West will soon reach Eastern Europe as well. And the problem is not that someone is Muslim. The problem starts when the ideology begins to suppress our worldview. When little girls are asked to cover their shoulders because someone else's culture demands it. When a Brussels representative says, if you don't like the Muslim environment, go somewhere else. That's not integration, that's cultural pressure and colonization. This is not empty fear-mongering. The world around us is changing and faster than we might think. Our schools, our streets, our cities are transforming. And if we don't pay attention, others will write our future for us. Saying this is not hatred, but self-defense. It's common sense. We cannot allow others to dictate how we should live in our own country. And that's the problem. This is not a game and not a political slogan for you to use. This is the reality. We can play with it, downplay it, but the facts are available for everyone to see. So it would be really good to look at them before it's too late and we realize that we missed our chance. The choice is still ours today.
I'm not listening to you because I have you switched off. Hang on.
I just said interesting.
Like 50% is, wow, that's, come on.
Scary for a small country.
Islam is the broom with which we shall sweep Europe clean. Bravo, Tusi. Yeah. Chris, spot on. Well, yeah, I tell you, the numbers just dropped fast there. We just dropped about 300 people. I just want to play this one here.
Now, lone parent migrant families with legal status in Ireland are trapped between direct provision and homelessness. That's according to research by ActionAid Ireland.
Meet the women who are part of an ActionAid project supporting migrant lone parents. They all came to Ireland seeking better lives, but are highlighting the hurdles parents face through an exhibition at Flux Studios in Dublin.
I went into labour and I was told not to come back to direct provision, to the accommodation, because they don't have space for myself and my baby. So I got shipped from the hospital after spending 2 weeks in the hospital with my newborn, looking for accommodation. IPAS told me I wasn't your problem anymore, and the council told me I'm not your problem as well, so I was left homeless in the hospital with a newborn baby.
Janet went to emergency accommodation in the Midlands.
There was mold, there was insects in the room, and when I complained, the manager told me I'm from Africa, I should deal with it. So, but luckily I got myself an accommodation in 2024.
This exhibition is in conjunction with peer-led research by ActionAid, which shows most lone migrant parents face discrimination and racism in the rental market.
Racism was the key point that kept on coming up. The people being afraid to have their name in the daft listing because they're afraid that they won't even get a viewing. But every single person that was interviewed referenced racism throughout the report.
Among the recommendations proposed in the report is ending the practice of moving families away from schools and communities when they receive status, and stopping the transfer of parents with children into emergency centres. Alva Keneally, RTE News.
The poor refugees. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing about the poor Irish women who are giving birth on the streets and who have babies in tents and everything else. There's nothing being highlighted for them. If you're black, you'll get everything in this country. That's just the way it is, you know what I mean? And it's wrong. It has to change. You need to look after our own people before we look after anyone else. That's the way I feel about this, and that's the way it should be done.
Why don't you play that video? I'm sure he'd be delighted to know about it. You're muted.
Yeah, we play this and we come back. I want to play. I have the video there from Ferg.
Yeah, that's fine. Then we can finish up.
Where'd you sleep last night?
Sleeping in an old abandoned shop.
Crazy. How would it be hot food?
I got a bit earlier.
You got a bit earlier?
I got the salmon shot to make.
How long have you been on the streets, bro?
So 4 or 5 each, yeah.
4 or 5 weeks. What happened?
My wife, to be honest.
Your wife?
Went through the side of me. I hit the zinc. I'm off the zinc was 3-4 months.
Do you need a pair of gloves or anything like that?
I have gloves on.
I don't have them on me, but we can go and buy a pair somewhere, like.
See, if we're doing something else, take his spot, that's why I got Steve.
Yeah. I'll get you a pair of gloves and I'll come back, right? It's not much, bro. It's the beanie, a pair of gloves, a t-shirt.
I finished my apprenticeship tiling, yeah? Serious good tiler. Made a business. I was buying out a house with my wife, never put out an eye. If that never come off my neck.
There we go. Looks well on you. Huh?
I know I'm muted. But the poor chap, it's the same all over Dublin. The sad stories like that all over the city. Like, you know what I mean? We see what Chris does with the Liberty Super Run and the rest of the lads, and it's brilliant. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to play Berg's video and we're going to finish up.
Good evening, folks. Philip Dwyer here, citizen journalist. Absolutely delighted to say I'm outside a certain building in Ballybrack village here at the crossroads with the one and only Fergus Power. and his good friend doing cameraman for me, the Bold Pete. And I just decided it was the right thing to do, to come up here to talk to Ferg in person and discuss the recent development here from the owners of these buildings. There's 2 buildings now involved in renovations in the village here. And the one behind us right here now is the one where there was a very controversial few weeks where the local people stood together and decided that they weren't going to allow this place to be turned into a direct provision centre. And I think everybody involved here in Ballybrack, I give them my congratulations and well done to yourself and the rest. I showed the footage of what happened to Ferg that day. It's kind of went around viral around the world. He was arrested totally unprovoked. And Ferg, I mean, you put up the assurances from the owners here. They gave us what you asked for. You asked for in writing that this building is not going to be used for direct provision, and you succeeded in getting what you wanted, and fair play. So tell us, what's the state of affairs now? First of all, this building here behind us.
There's 9 apartments going into this building. This here, and then the original building inside Bridge House. There's 9 apartments going in altogether. We have approached the builders, and we've had it in writing that it's never going to be used for right pass. The same over here now in the Ramblers Rest. There's 9 apartments going into the Ramblers Rest. We met with the builders. They brought us into the site. They showed us what they were doing. They were totally transparent, and they also have the concerns of the local people in the community that it's never going to be used for right pass. That's why we came together in 2023 out here as a community to stop this, because we knew the danger, the absolute mortal danger, that putting 60 unvetted foreign criminals into this building here would have had their children. They would have been automatically in danger.
And okay, Fergan, as well as that, I think it's important to know and to note as well that as part of the agreement that you got in writing from the developers here, is that they have said they'll give preference to locals for rental here as well, isn't it? Which is a good thing.
I haven't heard of that being done before. I'm absolutely delighted with that, Phil. The fact that they did. The lads have been, in the Ramblers Rest especially, they've been really transparent, and they have said that they're going to offer all the apartments to local people first, which is absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely, that's excellent news as well, guys, and we need more of that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Local people should be given priority when it comes to local rentals. It just, I mean, the whole symbolism of this is that what can be done when a community sticks together, Ferg, and no better community than Ballybrack. And I think in a lot of my commentaries around Dublin and around the country, there's certain places in Dublin and in Ireland that you don't go around and mess with the community. You don't dirty your bib with them. They won't let you away with this. They will stand up for themselves.
It's never going to happen around here. Never, ever going to happen around here. We have a core group of people around here, parents, and that's all we are, concerned parents. We had all the usual trope, far-right racists, the whole lot of the politicians, Sinn Féin, People Before Profit, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Jennifer Carroll McNeil, who instigated, by the way, all the political policing up here. But yeah, look, I have to give a big shout out to the community around here. They're absolutely wonderful people, and I can't thank them enough for standing together, standing as one. And it goes to show that people power works, lads.
Yeah, and there was an unfortunate incident here with criminal damage and stuff like that, but nobody here, this channel, and we don't condone that kind of behaviour, but at the same time, there is a lot of anger around the country when it comes to this issue, but these people all stuck together and got the right result, Ferg, and I'll have to say, fair play to you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. As I said, it's all back to community, lads. If you want to defeat the government, bring everything back to community level, okay? Because strong communities make treasonous politicians obsolete.
Yeah. Here. Well done. This is Philip Dwyer, citizen journalist in Ballybrack, County Dublin. Thanks, folks.
Yeah. I think we finish up there now, Orla, will we? I'll let you just say your goodbyes there now. I'll bring you back in and you can say thank you and whatever. Right, so I'll drop you down there, Orla. Thank you very much again. It's been emotional. Thank you. I'll drop you down and talk to you in a minute. Thanks very much. Well done. Cheers. Well, people, there we are. Another night. Another gone. We're 2 hours and 4 minutes. You don't see this time going here, you know. I'm just going to read out here now. Well done, lads. I believe in things. I guess, you know, okay. If I told RTE I'm coming on the council list 22 years, do you think they'd report it as disgraceful? Do you think they'd call it racist? Fergus Power is a legend, and so is Philip Dwyer. Well said. And I will say exactly the same. Fair play to you, Angela. Yeah. They don't care about Irish people. These people are 6 weeks on the bleeding waiting list, and these are the people who are getting the houses, the tier ones. Yeah, and there's the owl lion. Yeah, here's the line. You know what's coming next, don't you? Good night. Thanks for the show. Well, anyone again who wants to throw us if you want to buy us a coffee or anything there, I'm clicking in the wrong thing here. Look, Jesus. Paste that in there. The link has gone in there. I just thrown the link in there. I'm actually just going to throw this back up as well, just in case anyone wants to buy us a coffee before I finish. There you go. So there you go, people. Anyone want to buy us a coffee, please do just before we go off. Thank you very much. I will stop sharing there now. And as I say every night when we're finishing up, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.